Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode of Cooking with Kirby, we're going to be making some pasta sauce. Now, I have a couple cooks coming and I was like, you know what? It'd be awesome to have a homemade pasta sauce to show you guys. So no further ado, let's get into the recipe. Since you're here, hit the like and subscribe button and make sure that the notification bell is rang. Check me out on social media. That way you can get notification of all my new recipes. To start off with our ingredients, the main ingredient that you want to get is some tomato. Now, at my local grocery store, I've seen that they had some really nice ripe tomatoes on the vine. This is about 3 pounds and a quarter. I also have some grape tomatoes that I got to use. I don't want these to go bad, so I'm going to just throw those in there. So about 3.5 pounds, I'd say, of tomatoes. Now, this is actually going to reduce down because it's going to cook for a very long time. Now, if you don't have fresh tomatoes, you can use canned tomatoes. The ones I would probably prefer is the peeled crushed tomatoes or San Marzano tomatoes. San Marzano tomatoes are thinner tomatoes. They're part of the Roma tomato family. They're a little bit more pointier and they have a thicker flesh, fewer seeds, stronger taste, sweeter, and less acidic. So that's actually perfect for pasta sauce. But if you can get some nice ripe tomatoes like this, you always want to use fresh tomatoes. You're also going to need 1/2 cup of chopped Italian parsley, 1/2 cup of basil, about 1 onion, and we're going to mince this in the food processor. Now when I make my pasta sauce, I like to have a good garlic flavor, so I'm using 4 cloves of garlic. You can actually use 2 to 3 depending on your taste. 1 teaspoon of chili flake. We're gonna need a splash of white wine. I want to say about 1/2 cup or so, just to give it some flavor. And then also we're gonna need about 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil. This is for flavor only. Okay, so we're gonna take our onions and we're gonna put it in our food processor. Now you want this extremely minced, so this is gonna blend well in the sauce. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside in a bowl. Now we're gonna do the same thing with our garlic, our basil, and our parsley. I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there. About 1/2 cup or so. All right, so that's it. Now let's get to our tomatoes. So first we're gonna start off by coring our tomato. And then we're gonna slice an X right here on the bottom. So that way when we blanch it, we'll be able to peel the skin off. All right, so now that we have our water to a boiling roll, we're gonna go ahead and drop in our tomatoes. Now you kind of want to do this one at a time because this acts really quick. Okay, check it. Okay, yeah. You just want to be able to just, cook it. Might need a little bit more time. See how it kind of stopped right there? So just a little bit more. Literally just like 10 seconds or so just to, get that skin soft. Now we see, peel it off like that. So I'm going to do that for the rest of these tomatoes and we'll go on to the next step. Yeah, this part is a little extra step, but I enjoy it. It's actually pretty fun. It's relaxing. If you're not rushing, it's a pretty cool little process. But yeah, really easy to do. Just blanch them really quick and then peel them. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna shred them in the shredder. That way we get them nicely broken down. All right, so now we're gonna take our tomatoes and we're gonna go ahead and shred them down. You want to keep the juice and everything from the tomato. Now don't discard anything. You can just chop it up. So as you get to the end, this right here, do not discard this. We're going to just chop this up. That way you have a little bit of bits and pieces of tomato in your sauce. But as you can see, it's broken down really good. But you can actually try to get as much as you can broken down. But yeah, don't throw this away, because we're going to be using it. Once you have all your tomatoes crushed or processed, go ahead and add it to a saucepan. And we're gonna bring this to medium heat at first. And then once we get everything rolling, we're gonna be turning the heat to low. We're gonna be slowly simmering this. Right now is a good time to add in your onion to it. And the garlic and herb mix that we did earlier. This right here is gonna add a lot of flavor. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and incorporate everything. Now the cherry tomatoes, I ended up blending it with the parsley garlic mixture, so that way just get it, done faster. So you wanna just go ahead and incorporate this well, and then bring it to a light boil. If your tomato sauce is a little like yellowish or orangish, just go ahead and add in a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. I went ahead and added 3 tablespoons of tomato paste in here just to give it a little bit better color. Because you want your pasta sauce to be nice and red. All right, so we're just gonna let this come to simmer, and we're gonna just let this reduce down, make it nice and thick. I'm gonna go ahead and season with a little bit of kosher salt. And a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Now we're gonna go ahead and add in our chili flakes. All right, so we're gonna add in a little bit of white wine. I wanna say about a half a cup or so. I'll just mix that in. Now we'll let it come to temp. You want a thick sauce, so you wanna make sure you let this reduce down to where it's nice and thick. And the thick sauce is going to grab onto the pasta. That's what you want. If you have a loose runny sauce, it's not going to stick on the pasta too well. So you want to make sure that you get the right consistency. That's why pasta has like the little ridges or little pockets, so that way it can catch the sauce. With a nice thick sauce, it'll be able to stick to the pasta better. So that's what we're going for. So this could take an hour, it could take 2 hours, but what you're looking for is the consistency. So I'm gonna let this reduce down, and then I'll show you guys the final product. So now we're gonna take a hand blender, and now that it's nice and hot, we're gonna go ahead and run it through our sauce. That way we can blend everything really good. That way you don't have no big chunks, unless you really want chunks, We're just gonna, smooth it out. That way we have a nice smooth sauce. That way when we reduce it down, it's gonna be nice and thick. Like if you see big chunks of tomato, just go ahead and blend it up. Now that the tomato's, really hot, you're gonna be able to just make it break down really easy. All right, so it's been about an hour and 20 minutes or so, probably closer to an hour and 30 minutes. But as you can see how much it reduced down, it was up to about right here, and now it's down underneath the buttons of the pan. So this part right here is really up to your preference. If you want it like how it is right now, then you're good to go. If you want it a little bit thicker, let it simmer for just a little bit, longer. Now, right now is a good time to check for seasoning. So that way if you need more salt, and also you can add sugar. Say like if you want like a sweet pizza sauce, do the exact same thing, just add some sugar, that way you get a pizza sauce or a spaghetti sauce. Oh yeah, it's got a good garlic kick to it. Maybe just a tad bit of salt. And make sure you want it to glaze the side of the pan. That helps thicken it up too. Get that glazed tomato on there, just go ahead and put it right back into your sauce. So that's pretty much what I've been doing for this whole hour and 30 minutes, is just stirring it occasionally, deglazing the side of the pan, and just letting it do its thing. As you can see, it's a lot thicker of a sauce. It doesn't have so much water in there. So, but yeah, at this point, it's really up to how thick you want it or how loose you want it. I think I'm good with this right here. This will make a nice pasta, which I'm gonna do later today. And that's actually gonna be my next video. But this looks good right here. So I'm rocking with this one. So let's go ahead and check for final seasoning. That right there is perfect. That's gonna be an awesome pasta sauce right there. Let me know what you think about that recipe. It is really easy to make, and you know what? You can make it to your own. You can add the flavors and condiments that you want in it. So that way it's just a mind-blowing pasta sauce. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. As always, I'll leave the link in the video description and in the comment section. So that way you go to my website, cookingwithkirby.com, to get the full printable recipe. Now I have these recipes. They're really good. You should try them out. Now y'all be beautiful and take care.